Hello. I hope you are all doing all right. Quarantine is hitting me in the head. I'm low-key losing it. I feel like I should make more videos right now because I need something to do. I need to spend time. Anyway, this is not a video talking about how dreadful this situation is. Today we are going to talk about four. We're going to talk about two relatively recent Netflix releases. One is called Luna, NERA, and the other one is called Vampires. I want to take a second to really appreciate the support that my channel has gotten the past few months. I'm very happy that people are enjoying my content. My subscribers have reached 260 at this point, and I'm very happy about that, even though it's a small number. NERA came out in February, I think, or January. It might be January. And Vampires came out this month, March. I think there's not been a lot of people talking about these two shows. Like, I feel like they've been thrown under the rug. Netflix comes out with more than one show every time that they release something, so I feel like all the attention goes to other shows and not like the ones that I watch for some reason. I'm going to talk about Luna NERA first because it's the one that's the oldest and the one that I watched first. So both of these shows have 6 episodes and 1 season each. Luna NERA is an Italian show. It's sort of a period show. Well, it's not really a period. It's supposedly like set in medieval times. Science is starting to become a thing. There's a city and there's witches, but the witches are in hiding because they burn them. It's like Salem in that aspect. We follow a girl named Ade. The deal with this is that her grandmother and her were supposed to help the queen deliver her baby, and because when she was about to give birth, Ade placed her hand over the queen's belly, said that the baby is dying and it's dead. They thought that she did it and that they were witches, cursed the queen to give a birth to a stillborn baby. So the royal family is basically chasing them to burn them. Ada is running to save her life. He finds a group of witches that knew her grandmother and are basically going to provide her with sanctuary. Just trying to find out her identity as a witch and trying to decide what to do with this information that they actually were witches, because she didn't know. Let's just discuss what issues I had with the show and what I liked about it. I really like the setting because obviously Italy is such a beautiful country. Costumes were really nice for the setting that they were going for. All of the actors are somehow really good looking. That's a pro. There's a lot of cool plot twists in the last episode, and I thought they were really smart. It left you with a good feeling about it. I liked that there were some plot twists at the end. I feel like it saved the show a lot. So let's talk about why I felt that way. I feel like the weakest point of this show is the romance. It's not because I am I don't like romance. It's not because I'm not romantic. I am romantic. If you actually knew me in real life, you would know that I'm really romantic as a person. But this romance is just so stupid and underdeveloped. It might be the fact that there's only 6 episodes, but still, there's no need for it to just rush so quickly. Like, I feel like there was no point. It was so unnecessary to make these characters so in love with each other in the span of 3 episodes. They literally wanted to marry each other, and I kept thinking to myself, okay, this is in the past. This is like medieval-ish times. If they fell in love, they would ask for a hand in marriage. Alright, I understand that, but still, they took some time to court each other. So the fact that they literally wanted to marry each other and thought that it was a solution to all their problems by the third episode was just, could not comprehend it, and I was just thought it was so stupid. Supposed to have some parallels with Romeo and Juliet. Even Romeo and Juliet had a lot more sense to their romance, and I know that some people like this romance right here, because sometimes when a show doesn't provide you with the development that you would need to support something, you make it in your head. You make it in your head that there has been many things that have happened between them that have led them to this conclusion. But this is wrong. Like, I understand this when it happens, because it does happen a lot with movies and shows, but I don't think that it's right from the perspective of, like, you know, making the show. You should not rely on the viewer's fantasy to support this couple and think that this is good stuff, good writing. There was a scene between two friends. They were friends and they had so much more chemistry than the actual couple. It really bugged me, so I ended up like shipping the friends because they had so much more development and chemistry with each other. So preferred it to all that stupid shit with the romance. I'm sorry, I needed to let that off my chest. I apparently I had it and I just didn't know. It doesn't have a cohesiveness to it. I'm gonna say some really basic stuff that anybody knows, but when you make a scene between two characters and you introduce a character, you do it so with each scene that we see, we understand these characters better. And there were just repeated scenes on and on and on that gave nothing to the characters that we have already established. So it was like you had so many opportunities to give these characters a bigger, fuller personality, to give them personality, actually just give them personality, and you just didn't do it. You used the same stuff over and over again that gave them no flavor, that gave them no uniqueness. Felt kind of like the same person sometimes, or they felt like completely different characters some other times, because they just didn't have a stable character. Like, they just didn't have a personality. Especially because I read a lot. When you're reading something, you see how different characters say things differently. Everyone has their own way of saying things, so when in this show you show everything the same way for everyone, nothing stands out. It all seemed interesting, and the witches, especially the leader of the witches was a really interesting character that I know nothing about. I feel like a lot of the focus was on the romance, and they really thought that the romance was going to be the strong point, and it just wasn't. I liked the witchcraft, something that is only for women, and so there's a big sort of feministic symbolism and also sexist symbolism. You have these two sides, right? You have this side of the women, the witches, who think that should save other witches who are being tormented by the other side, support being yourself. And you have the other side, men, who hunt down these witches. There's even a girl in these guys being a lot of the time mocked or underestimated because she's a woman in their ranks. I was just so mad a lot of the time for how much they underestimated her, but she still was so loyal to this cause. There was like a guy in these witches that wanted to be like them, and they kind of rejected him. You have this girl here who's trying to be like these other men to prove that she's strong by not being a witch, because that's something that's seen as bad. Anyway, there's a lot of analysis that could be done, and I feel like the ending was really smart. If there's a better script for the second season, it could be a lot better. It has so much potential. There are so many things that could be developed more and explored more, and it could really become a lot better in the second season if they take advantage of the strongest points. Medieval Italy, witches. Give it a shot if you like these elements. From witches, we're going to vampires. Vampires is French. I liked a lot of things about this show. There are very specific things that I did not like about it. This show made me look at vampires in such a different light. I watched Dracula, I've watched so many things about vampires, you know, and I really liked the idea of vampires so far. I found them like really cool creatures. I watched this show and I was like, I would not want to be a vampire. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm growing up and I'm looking at things differently. We have this girl named Doina. Doina has been raised in a family of vampires. Her mother is a vampire, but her father was human. Her oldest brother and her older sister are full-on vampires like her mother, and she has another brother who is human like her dad, and she is supposedly human like him as well. They are taking pills every day of their life to protect them. Brother stops taking the medication and he's fine, so he tells his sister Doina, hey, you know, these pills that mom makes us take, they actually don't do anything, so if you don't want to take them anymore, you can just stop them, because they give her rashes on her body and she hates it. She's in high school, she wants boys to look at her, you know the drill. She stops taking the pills, and she's not actually human. She's not human like her father. She's not human like her brother. She's trying to find out what's happening with the community, the secret society of the vampires. Basically, there's a hierarchy there that basically tell you what to do. They can make you go on missions for them. They can make you do whatever the fuck they want. Because their mother has run away from this organization, life has been a lot more difficult for them, because that secret society takes care of a lot of things for the survival of these vampires that are in it. All of these secrets about her existence, about her dad, she needs to find out all of these things, and also try to deal with these new urges that she has as a vampire hybrid. This show has such a good portrayal of vampires. Like, I feel like they were very realistic with it. There were a few shots, and that's in one of my specific complaints about it. There were times where the camera is just in front of a character, and it's everything around them blurs out, and I do not like it when this happens. They jump from something to something else, and so this other thing that we were interested in does not get resolved. There's the issue of 6 episodes, so I had to find a way to fit everything that they wanted in them. The main actress, Doina, there's a very specific expression in her face most of the time in this show that's like a sort of hypnotized face, that's like she's losing it, she's losing contact with the world around her. If that was on purpose, if that's what she was told to do to show the sort of switch turning in her mind and losing her humanity, I feel like that was a very good touch. Otherwise, that's not good acting. But let's just stay on the first. It relies so much on the mystery of trying to find out what is going on with this hybrid that she is, why it exists, what did her father do, what does the community want. So the romance that exists in this is very subdued, and I like that. There is a guy at her high school that she likes, but you know, things get out of control. She becomes sort of a vampire. She has to deal with that. There are more important things in her life than the fact that she likes a guy. Like the fact that she's not human anymore. I am looking to you. Her top priorities, discovering what her nature and stuff like that. There's a guy in this show that's like, I thought that was gonna be a love interest for someone else. It completely took a 360 and became the love interest of someone else. I sort of had a whiplash about that. It matched the person that it actually became the love interest to. It had a plot twist as well for the ending. Usually vampires are romanticized, alright? There's the Vampire Diaries, there's Twilight, really romantic and attractive creatures. And in this show, they show them as fucking monsters that want to drink your blood, that are absolutely pathetic. Few times that they glorify vampires in the right way. Like, it's in, like, there's a party, human blood being passed around as alcohol. They don't drink alcohol. They have, human blood that makes them high if they drink it a lot, and so there's like a lot of music. It's just such a perfect scene for a vampire show. Like, I don't know, I loved that. That was great. I had a good time with vampires. I feel like it's something that you should watch, and I feel like it's underappreciated right now. Vampires gets a lot of points, bitch, for not making the protagonist be like, I like this guy though, nothing else matters in my life except for this guy. Who gives a fuck that I've discovered that I'm a vampire? I want this guy. They didn't do that, and making her realize that things are a lot more serious and difficult for her to be thinking about a guy. Would love to see it. So that's my opinion. In Vampires, sometimes the way it was directed reminded me of Scam. I don't know if you know Scam, but Scam, honey, it's on another level on its own. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of these shows, if you're gonna watch them, if you agree with any of the points that I made. And be in quarantine, take caution, and be safe. See y'all in the next video, which will probably be soon since we are all in quarantine and hating our lives at the moment. Bye guys!